All right, thank you, Perella.
All right, we do want to get to this breaking news this morning. One person is dead, another in the hospital after a crash in Anderson. The car clipped a power pole and flipped over. The crash happened just before 1 this morning on South Main Street near Brissy Street. This is near Roy's Diner. The coroner's office says the passenger died in the car.
All right, turning to COVID-19 coverage, 3 schools in Lawrence County are switching to virtual learning.
Lawrence County District 55 is reporting several positive cases along with insufficient staffing. Starting tomorrow, Gray Court Owing School, Hickory Tavern School, and Lawrence District 55 High School will switch to virtual learning. They will stay online through next Thursday. Students at the district's remaining 6 schools will continue with their normal face-to-face schedule unless otherwise notified.
A new report from the New York Times says South Carolina has the highest per capita COVID rate in the country. The report used census numbers and data from DHEC. As of Tuesday, the rate was 100 cases per 100,000 residents over the past 7 days. Now, by comparison, the rate across the entire South was 76 cases per 100,000. DHEC says there's no clear explanation of why other states with the same vaccination rates did not see such a surge as we're seeing here in South Carolina, but they say mask wearing in schools could be a factor. Now, yesterday, DHEC confirmed more than 3,500 new cases. More than 17% of the reported tests were positive.
In North Carolina, officials confirmed more than 7,200 new cases with a positivity rate of nearly 14%. Georgia officials confirmed more than 6,700 new cases. Nearly 17% of tests reported were positive there.
Okay, happening today, a medical freedom rally in Anderson, and this comes after Anderson School District 5 said it would offer any vaccinated high school student $100.
Our Daniel Robinson is joining us live now from the school district with more about today's rally. Daniel.
Destiny, Patrick, good morning. That rally is set to begin in about 10 to 20 minutes now. And if you take a look here behind me, the district actually just set up this sign, and this sign-in sheet is asking parents and people coming out to this rally today to pick a time. If they would wish to speak to the superintendent, they can walk over here, pick a time, and speak with him later this morning. And if you take a look across the parking lot, you can see we already have caution tape set up, trying to keep people into the grass area, as well as we have school leaders, including the superintendent, standing over on the other side of the parking lot. Now, again, this all comes after the district did add those incentives for students, and the district says that they were trying to keep students from having to quarantine for too long, as well as teachers. Now, this rally here will begin at 7:15 this morning, go until 9 o'clock this morning, and of course we'll keep you updated as soon as it begins and more information comes in. But for now, live in Anderson this morning, Daniel Robinson, WYFF News 4.
Thank you, Daniel. Right now in South Carolina, less than 57% of the eligible population has gotten at least 1 dose of the COVID vaccine. Nearly 48% is fully vaccinated.
2 senior FDA officials are stepping down. The agency is reviewing additional COVID vaccine approvals. Doctors Marion Gruber and Philip Cross lead that office in charge of that, but the Biden administration released a plan to roll out booster shots before officials had a chance to approve them.
This was a decision made by and announced by the nation's leading public health officials. They reviewed mountains and mountains of available data on vaccine effectiveness and made a clinical judgment that boosters would be needed and announced a plan to begin them in September.
Booster shots are expected to roll out for the general public on September 20th. Anyone who got both doses of Pfizer or Moderna will be eligible to get one 8 months after their second dose.
And 15 million COVID vaccine doses have been thrown away in the U.S. since March. CDC numbers show 4 national pharmacy chains reported more than 1 million wasted doses each. Walgreens reported the most. It's thrown out nearly 2.6 million doses. Unused vaccines cannot be returned, and the CDC is saying that they don't allow states to donate to other states or countries that need them.
Bob Jones University is requiring masks again at indoor public facilities for the next 2 weeks. The university's president says that's because of an increase in COVID cases among students. The mask policy is in effect through Wednesday, September 15th. The policy also covers all faculty, staff, and students, regardless of vaccination status. Bob Jones University says as of Wednesday morning, there were 64 active student cases, mostly in residence hall students.
In North Carolina, a bill is heading to Governor Roy Cooper's desk that would require hospitals to let a clergy member visit a patient even during a declared emergency like a pandemic. The minister would have to comply with health screenings and other infection controls that don't interfere with religious beliefs.
Governor Roy Cooper is expected to veto another bill heading to his desk. The bill would limit how much teachers can discuss certain racial concepts. It would prohibit teachers from compelling students to personally adopt any ideas from a list of 13 beliefs. The bill follows a national trend of Republican-controlled legislatures to combat ideas they associate with critical race theory.
Okay, back in the upstate. Today, the city of Greenville is set to give an exciting announcement.
The city wants to encourage entrepreneurs and founders to start, grow, and keep their companies in the upstate. City officials hope to build off the Yeah That Greenville campaign, and we'll show you everything the city reveals right here on WYFF News 4. Well, switching gears, top military officials are reflecting on a chaotic August in Afghanistan and framing what future influence the U.S. may have in the Middle East now that the war is over.
Aixa Diaz is in our exclusive Washington bureau with what the Pentagon is saying about its relationship with the Taliban.
Patrick Destiny, the head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, says it's possible the U.S. could work with the Taliban. The two could coordinate airstrikes against common enemies like ISIS or other terror groups in Afghanistan. The relationship with the Taliban is a complicated one. The U.S. worked with them in the last few weeks to coordinate the evacuations of 124,000 people. But the Biden administration insists the Taliban are no ally.
It's hard to predict where this will go in the future with respect to the Taliban.
This is a ruthless group from the past, and whether or not they change remains to be seen.
President Biden has directed the Secretary of State to work with allies to hold the Taliban to their word and allow anyone who wants to leave Afghanistan, including Americans, to do so safely. In Washington, Aixa Diaz, WYFF News 4.
And happening in just a few hours from now, North Carolina Governor Roy Cooper will be at a news conference for an update on a school shooting that happened in Winston-Salem.
Mount Tabor High School will be closed today after a student was shot and killed there. Authorities arrested the suspect, who is believed to be a fellow student, after searching for hours yesterday. Officials say William Chavis Raynard Miller Jr. died. Officials have not yet publicly identified the suspect.
And tragic news out of the Midlands. The Richland County Sheriff's Department is investigating after 2 infants were found dead inside of a vehicle. Now, that vehicle was near the Sunshine House daycare when it was found, and right now details are limited, and we're waiting to learn more from investigators there.
Now to rare indictments in Colorado. A grand jury formally charged not only 3 police officers, but also 2 paramedics in the death of Elijah McClain. In 2019, McClain was walking home from a convenience store. Police got a call about a, quote, suspicious man and threw him to the ground and put him in a chokehold. Paramedics administered ketamine to sedate him. The 23-year-old died at a hospital 3 days later.
New recognition for South Carolinians killed in the Korean War. A former state senator has raised more than $200,000, and that's enough to get the names of those fallen soldiers on a wall of remembrance for fallen Korean veterans in the nation's capital. The wall has yet to be constructed, but each state had to raise money for their names, and there will be a special honor flight for all South Carolina Korea War veterans to attend that dedication of the Wall of Remembrance in D.C. on July 27th, 2022.
Well, space is filling up at the Bridgeway Station development in Malden. Look at your screen. The town center is under construction right now. These are renderings. Cohesive Coffee is the first tenant. So far, 50% of retail space is leased, and more announcements are expected to come soon. Construction started in April, and businesses can start customizing their storefront next summer. Definitely looking forward to that in Malden.